Hello and welcome back to Patch's Patch Preview. Well, it's Christmas time again, and it looks like Blizzard gave us our presents a little early this year. I'm of course talking about the release of Patch 3.3. New dungeons, new class changes, and very interesting game-changing features. There's a lot to discuss, so let's dive in. Now, as we all know, our top story today is the release of Icecrown Citadel. Icecrown Citadel contains 3 new 5-man dungeons and a new 10-man 25-man raid. Joining us now on location of Icecrown Citadel is our field reporter, Patches. Patches, I can't even begin to think how crowded it must be up there. Well, Patches, if we actually take a look inside, it's up there! Empty? What do you mean by empty? That place should be crawling with people. Oh, it's crawling alright. In fact, it's so crowded, some people can't even get into the instance. I'm sorry, I'm having a little difficult time understanding. Well, Patches, you obviously forgot about the new Dungeon Finder feature that was introduced in the patch. Oh, silly me. How can I obviously forget about Blizzard's continuous efforts of making it easier for noobs to win? Blizzard has introduced a new cross-realm Dungeon Finder. Very similar to the original, this new feature allows people to group up with other players from other servers based on the role of their class. In addition, the new Dungeon Finder also has a nice little feature of teleporting you to the instance. So that makes summoning stones, absolutely useless? Pretty much, yeah.
You know, they're still needed for raids, you know.
Sleep.
You got it.
And finally, we have the Frozen Throne, the new 10-man, 25-man raid, which is our final encounter with the Lich King. There are a total of 12 encounters in this instance, and each encounter can be fought on 10-man and 25-man in normal and heroic difficulty. Normal 10-man drops 251 item level gear, 264 for heroic 10-man and 25-man normal, and 277 for 25-man heroic. Oh great, 3 new levels of epic. You know, remember back in the day when things were either epic or not epic? Now there's like 500 different levels of epic. It's like, how epic are you? Are you epically epic? Epic? Shitty epic? Or oh my god, I can't believe you just spent 500 gold on Lightning Crown epic. And they're making it so easy to get epic gear, calling yourself epic is not even an accomplishment anymore. And when everyone in the game becomes epicked out...
No one will be.
Exactly. But enough about me. Now it's time to talk about some of the new class changes. For the Death Knights, they finally introduced a one-handed version of Rune of the Stone-Skinned Gargoyle weapon enchant. It is called the Rune of the Nerubian Carapace. This rune gives you one-handed weapon, 13 defense, and 1% increase to your total stamina. Now I don't know about you, but if I was a Death Knight, I would demand reparations. It's like, hey, you know how much money you just spend on gemming yourself with defense? Well, now you get to spend even more money because you get to re-gem yourself with stamina and expertise. Isn't that great? And then the Unholy Tree, Unholy Blight. This talent point now only does 10% of Death Coil's damage over time instead of 20. Why do they keep changing this move? Okay, first they lowered the runic power cost because it obviously wasn't worth it. Then they swapped it with Gargoyle because Gargoyle was so overpowered. Then, instead of making it an AoE, they made it a dot from Death Coil. Then they nerfed its damage. Leave Unholy Blight alone! For the Druids, Rejuvenation, the base duration of all the ranks of this spell is now 15 seconds. And Tranquility, the cooldown of this move has been reduced to 8 minutes down from 10. And then the Restoration Tree, Gift to the Earth Mother, has been redesigned. This talent point now increases spell haste by 10% and reduces the global cooldown of Life Bloom by 10% as well. For the Hunters, Cole's Stable Pet has been reduced to a 5-minute cooldown. Now I don't know about you, but to me this seems a little pointless. Because first of all, Cole's Stable Pet is a level 80 move anyway. And if you're level 80, chances are you've probably invested in the dual spec. Now, when you change your spec with dual specking, it finishes the cooldown of Cole's Stable Pet. So in all retrospect, I feel this only benefit people without dual specking. But yet again, I do see the point of why hunters wouldn't invest in dual specking. I mean, what are you gonna use it on, Pete Matley? That's cute. And for Hunter Pets, Cower has been redesigned. This ability no longer affects threat. Instead, it reduces the damage taken by the pet by 40% for 6 seconds with a 45-second cooldown. So let me get this straight. So you made Cower, the don't hurt me move, supposedly the best tanking move that pets have, and you felt justified to call it Cower? Come on, I want you to hit me. Come on, hit me. And for the mages, Arcane Empowerment gets buffed. This talent point now also increases the mage's damage and his group by 3% for 10 seconds after the mage crits with one of his damaging arcane spells. Because when I think of things that needed immediate attention, I think of how underpowered Arcane was already. And for Frost Mages, Deep Freeze. This spell will now do a large amount of damage if the target isn't permanently immune to stun. How much damage? Am I supposed to just guess? Are you trying to keep this shit a secret? In addition, when this spell does damage, it will no longer consume 2 charges of Fingers of Frost for those mages with the Shatter talent. I didn't even know it did that! I don't remember it saying it did. It must be like Blood Tap for Death Knights. You can glyph for it not to deal damage to you when you use it. It doesn't say it does damage, so how am I supposed to know? And for the Paladins. Divine Intervention. This ability now also removes exhaustion or sated from the target if he is out of combat after the effect ends. In addition, it has been lowered to a 10-minute cooldown. Finally, people don't need the fear of being DI'd anymore. Lay on Hands. This ability now places forbiddance on the Paladin if the Paladin uses it on his or herself. However, it will not place forbiddance on others. Low blow, Blizzard, low blow. And in the Holy Tree or Mastery, the effect of this talent has been reduced to a duration of 6 seconds.